Hey guys, Block Builder here, and welcome to this video review of this red truck transformer. He has no name. He was basically thrown together because of stuff you've been guessing, but we'll be showing that later. I think he doesn't look too bad for what he's going to be doing later, and I just kind of made him red as I could because I want to get a video out for you guys, and he's a red truck, so you can tell he looks red. Very messy because rainbow pieces. For size comparison, here he is next to Limelight, split side, without wheels, limbo, brake, and freeway. So getting all those guys off to the side, let's just move in to this guy's transformation. So to start off his transformation, it's pretty simple. We're just going to flip his head down, and then we're going to pull these parts from up here and just kind of flip them up like this, and then pull up this section and flip that in. I do think his transformation would work good, would be interesting on like a more normal transformer, but for this instance he turns out pretty okay, but like his articulation isn't very good. Flip up those two panels, open up these flaps like this, and then untab these sections from here and pull them up and flip this section up. That'll form his little claw hand, and you kind of just flip these in and click them like that. Then flip this up. This will form his humongous fist like that, and then you will just kind of actually leave them flat for now. So we have this. Next, you click these up, flip these back wheels up like this, come to the back here, unpeg his feet on both sides, rotate them down, grab his waist, and this will click down to give him a actual robot mode like that. Lift these up till they look nice. Take his legs, and these will flip all the way to the inside. That was a mod. I put Sharpie on this piece a while ago to make it tighter, so kind of ruined it, but that's okay. These fold down a little just to make them look better, and you drop them a bunch because of the two stud connections. Lift these panels up to cover up the combined joints, and there we go. Actually, I like to open his hand up a little bit. Here we have this guy and his little stumpy, kind of cool looking. He's pretty cool looking, and I think if he was fully colored right, he'd look pretty cool. There he is. His little stumpy looking robot mode. So here he is in his robot mode, and for now we're just going to call him like Red Fist or something, even though his fist isn't even red. So he's got one little claw hand and one huge fist. And for articulation, you can move his head, shoulders can go up and down, and you can break this piece off because I keep holding his arms very poorly. These are ratchet jointed, so if you hold this section, you can actually move his arms sort of forward, and then this panel will get in the way. You can flip the fist together and then flip these forward to become like big claws if you want to do that instead. And then that actually frees up articulation a bit better, and it might actually look a bit nicer, so we'll just leave them like that for now. Just gonna those can rotate and stuff like the ratchets normally can. His legs are fully ball jointed at the hips and at the knee. So that's pretty much it for his articulation. So let me just turn him back into car mode, and let's get into combining these guys. So you actually don't need to fully return him into car mode. You just leave his claws up and then fold his hands up inside of those. And then you're just going to come here, break him in half, and this is why he's so junky. He forms humongous feet. He's not actually that junky. I think I fixed him up after I colored him a bit, but he's not as up to the standard as the other ones. His head's kind of in the way of that, but that's okay. So these end up like this, and we'll put those off to the side. Next, we will turn these two into their combined mode pieces, and they're done. So let's put those off to the side. I guess we'll just start forming up the legs. So grab Limbo, and you're pretty much just going to start turning him into robot mode, except for you don't you just flip that panel up, and that'll be the back of combined mode. And then you're going to have to come into here and split. Ow, just stabbed myself with him. That's nice. Take the front section off, so you can see perfectly on camera, and that'll just come down. So you're going to pull his legs down because they're the parts with the ratchets on them. It's a little bit annoying to do sometimes. There we go. And those will just come down like that. And then you want to fold this back up, untab this section, and then just kind of pull it out. And then leave this all straight like this. And I think you rotate his feet around. Do the same thing on this side. And just kind of turn them down, flip these around. And then last but not least, I think these just flip over top of the legs. And there is his section of the combined mode, so put that off to the side. So now let's just move on to the arms. So you're going to take break, and we are literally going to do as his name implies. Except for we actually broke him. We did not just break him. We broke him. Just put this back into here, I think is where his head was. Yeah. So the car splits in half. That's not supposed to do that. So it's just supposed to go like this, and then you're supposed to split it in half. But you take this section, and this will become, I think this is this arm, and then I'll flip around and open this up, flip that around, rotate this around as well, rotate his thumb out, flip the hand to the side, then you're going to come into this part, and here, rotate this, and you're just going to fold this out and flip it up like that to fail at doing it right. It's just meant to fill in this gap. And there is one arm done. So we will break it multiple times. So putting that part off the side, we'll do the other arm, which is just the same. So except for mirrored. So flip that down, turn him to the side, flip this in, except for you're going to rotate this section out and around like that. And then you flip this part down and just straight like so. Flip this around, rotate his hand, rotate that down, and that's pretty much it for both the arms. So getting those off to the way, words are very good. Freeway probably is the most I mean, it's about as interesting as the other ones, so saying it's the most doesn't really make that much sense, but it kind of is. So you basically just double unhinge those, and then you're going to grab this entire section and hold the front, and then this will all just rotate. Just give up and untab it, and then this will all come down like that, and this will come down like this, and then you rotate this section like that. So you can kind of like automorph it. That's why I said give up and untab it. And then this will all just fold into position like so. Grab this whole section at the front, flip that up, take his hands and just kind of get them out of the way, because these will be the connections right there. Then these will fold forward, and I think these you can just rotate and fail and realize that no, these need to be up here. There we go, me. Great job. So just fiddle with these a bit. They may all seem pretty fragile right now. The combined mode's not too undurable. He can stand, and that's pretty good. So this is the torso, and for the final part, we'll form that last. But we're just going to start combining them. Grab this boy, the red guy, and just kind of tab those on. This is way too tall for the camera, which is great. The same thing with this side. Tab the little feeties on. Come on. You don't need to tilt the feet. I would just recommend kind of leaving them like this. Getting these hip panels out of the way. The bottom of the car will go to the bottom of the foot, so you flip it around like this. And then this will connect to the red parts. And then you're going to collapse this in. And there's some blue bits under here, which will connect to the purple parts on the knees. And then just kind of situate everything till it works. This guy's is worse and less sturdy. So let's do that. Collapse this a little bit so that it'll actually fit. This turns around like this, and you're going to connect this thing to the top of this stud. So it's like not a good connection at all, but you do that, and then you orient this and reattach it all up here. Then you plug this back onto his foot, and as you can see, there's some legs. Look at that. I would twist his hips. He is probably not going to cooperate with us, and he will probably fall over, but we can stand him like that for now. So I will raise the camera and we will combine the rest of his body. Okay, so we're probably not going to see his head, but there's these ports up here on the legs, and then the ports on here and here. So we're just going to take the torso, connect the arms in. There's one arm. Then you get the other arm. Connect that on as well. And there are those, and then these kind of just fold forward like that. This is going to connect here. There's two studs. There's two anti-studs in there, and there's two studs up here. So we're just gonna hope I can actually get this to work, because I normally connect the upper body first, but I decided to do this just great. So we're gonna break this off like a cheater, like the cheater I am. And we're gonna break his back off, apparently. This is much easier when there's not a camera in front of you. There's literally one step left after I put his crotch back on. So just kind of stand him up, break his foot apart, and we'll stop finding pieces. There is his body that you can't see because he is gigantic. He's about the size of like Voltron. So he's just gonna lean against this wall because my desk is uneven. Well, now you can't see his legs, but here's the here is 6-cylinder is in little engine. So you're going to take these sections. You probably thought these two yellow spots were just miscolored pieces the whole time, but no, they're supposed to be there, because he forms the head of, I had a name for this guy. It was probably just like engine block or something. We'll just call him like Road King. I don't know. He's the combiner made of cars. That's his name. See, look, he even has sounds when I combine these guys. Oh my goodness. Things are not going well. Flip that up. Boom. There's the head of this dude. He is pretty cool. He kind of reminds me of a samurai. You can't at all see his whole, he's interesting, that's for sure. He's quite large. We're going to go into annoying float mode for the camera, so you can just see that dude. He's got some big legs. I think he looks pretty cool. I think he's my only three this is the most pieces of a combiner. It's like Transformer combiner. This is the most components that go into a singular robot Transformer, because he's like 7 pieces. He's like 7 dudes, because 6-cylinder counts as one because he turns into a robot himself. And yeah, he's really big, and like everyone guessed it pretty much ever since this dude. And it's funny because like people will be saying it'd be so cool if they combined. It's just like, okay, fine. So I made this guy red and made him feet so he could actually stand. He can stand. I have pictures of him standing. We're just going into sky mode, so because crappy camera viewing skills. So there is him next to Voltron. So as you can see, he's quite big. So I got him standing for you guys because I wanted to just show you he can stand. As you can see, he's standing completely on his own, which is pretty cool in my opinion. That's why the feet are like that. And I have to keep going to sky mode because he's so tall and I just don't have a stand to accommodate the size. So Voltron is yet again in view. I moved this out of the way, but I'll just put it back in since everyone can see it anyway. So there is this guy. He had a name. I don't remember what it is. I think he looks pretty cool. For articulation, you can get him into like some like crouching poses. We're just going to put this back here so I can demonstrate his articulation. So you can pick him up. You can kind of shake him around a little bit, but then this Limbo's stupid back panel is like the most annoying part of this thing because it just constantly comes off. But just pop it off for now and then reattach everything. Because he has no waist joint. There's no waist because of the 2-stud connection. His legs, these hip panels can move out and in. They're on ball joints because they're just Limbo's arms. So you can move those out. And then his legs can kick pretty far forward. You're not really going to get that much except for if he's putting his weight on them. Like this, I guess. Because he can. Can you do that? He can. So yeah, he's pretty easy to stand for a combiner. So that's kind of a pose. His knees are also ratcheted and, well, they can kind of rotate, but I really wouldn't use it that much except for rotating it at this point. His feet can ratchet side to side. Sorry about that. They can ratchet side to side. And they can also do this, which is slightly helpful. It's disappointing they can't twist like this, but he does have that upper knee rotation. So that's pretty good. Getting him back down and getting everything resituated. So his arms, they are on ratchets. You can rotate them. It will not destroy him instantly. Maybe eventually because of all the rotations. They're kind of at an angle, though, to make it look good. Yet again, this is just the worst part. We're just going to take that off for now. His elbows are ball jointed, bends. So he's got a double bend. Looks a bit silly, though. His hands are also ball jointed because they're straight up some guy's feet. And each finger is individually articulated. And then just get... Oh, he did break. I told you he'd eventually break. Just going to recombine this guy's body. His head can rotate 360 degrees. It can go... it can bend. It's like messed up a little bit right now. His head... It can go in further into here so that it can not move as much, but it can look down and it can look not up. So that's pretty much it, because that's all of his articulation, unless you want to count this, which I really don't. So let me get him in less of a... Well, that's not that. Okay. I don't need to skip because he just stands up immediately. But yeah, I think he is pretty cool in combined mode. I think Red Fist, as we're calling him in this video, maybe I'll change it in the title. Standing is not his friend right now. Oh. So anyway, guys, I know it's not the cleanest ending. I'll just put it up a little bit right here. We're in Sky Camera mode, and this is Block Builder, and this is a big, huge robot. Hope you like this video. I know it's a bit messy, but, you know, I recorded it the day before I uploaded it. So, Block Builder, breaking out.